the mid-1800s, there was a spiritual change, a spiritual shift. In this time, this is when a whole bunch of things were happening. The period of Reconstruction, this was the Civil Wars, this was the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, the Emancipation Proclamation. That time between mid-1800s, 1870 and 1885. That's the pivotal time. That was that spiritual shift. In that spiritual shift, I need you to know the same thing happened then that's happening today. As I said, there was a spiritual shift in all of the things that we're seeing happen. There was a changing of power. There was a changing of the guard. So this was the time when melanated people, the Moroccans, the Moors, the Islams, they had really lost their power by that time. All right, because there was a changing of the guard. People had gotten tired of the way that these Muslims were treating people or ruling. All right. And so in the mid-1800s, like I said, 1870 to 1885, that was the time frame when they had just lost everything. This wasn't just in the Americas. I told you, melanated people were running the United States of America into the mid-1800s. Remember the Continental Congress? It was melanated people. It was Moors running the United States of America at that time. They lost power in Argentina around that time, the mid-1800s. They lost power in the Congo around that time because there was that guy Tippu. He was in Congo trying to do business with one of the Spaniards. He had lost power. They had, those melanated people, they had started to lose power in that mid-1800s. And they reported the same kind of phenomenon that we were having here with coronas and the skies of pink and purple and all these phenomena. There was a spiritual shift then, and it's happening right now. And then I'm going to show you what happened. I'm going to read this, and then I want y'all to pay attention to what happened in that time. All right. So this is a document coming from the Morocco United Kingdom relations. This is the history. But I want to fast forward down here to this. It says, I'm going to start here at this line. The Anglo-Moroccan Accords, also known as the Anglo-Moroccan Treaty. This is where the Moroccans went into treaty with Britain again, or the Muslims went into treaty with Britain again. But the Anglo-Moroccan Accord, also known as the Anglo-Moroccan Treaties of Friendship, were signed on the 9th of December, 1856. This helped to prolong Morocco's independence because by this time, Morocco had been taken over by the French, but reduced its ability to maintain royal trade monopolies with the country and reduced its ability to charge tariffs on foreign commerce. Now, Morocco was still trying to stick with that slave trade. These Anglo-Europeans or these Indo-Europeans, they wanted to stop the slavery. Pay attention. It was the Europeans that was trying to stop it, but these Moroccans, these Moors, they wanted to continue with it, and nobody would do business with them. They was like, look, we're not doing the slave trade no more. We're going to put tariffs on you. We're going to make it so hard for you to do business. And then Morocco finally in 1856 entered treaties, but they were still doing the slave trade. In 1858, British merchants were barred from importing a variety of cash crops from Morocco, sugar, such as sugar, tea, and coffee, to further enforce the abolition of monopolies. In 1861, Britain issued Morocco a 500,000-pound loan financed by private investors to help the Sultan pay off war indemnity of Hispano-Morocco War. The last 25 years of the 19th century had multiple exchanges between Britain and Morocco, strengthening relations. As I said, Britain and Morocco been in bed together. They was back and forth trying to do all kind of stuff to take down France. And Morocco wanted to take down Spain, and Britain wanted to take down France. And so they've been trying to partner up, but people have been blocking them. So particularly in terms of exchanging technological advances. In 1877, the first smallpox vaccines arrived in Morocco from Gibraltar. By 1880, the connections between Britain and Morocco warranted the laying of an undersea telegraph cable linking Gibraltar to Tangier. Okay, the reason why I brought this up is I highlighted smallpox vaccine. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Anytime there's a changing of the guard, and I told you the mid-1800s was a big change. Some people call that was a reset. Well, we in another reset right now. And there's a vaccine involved. Smallpox vaccines back then. Today it's another vaccine that we won't mention. But I hope y'all are getting this. Morocco was, at this time in the 1850s, they had been taken over by France. And it was Britain that was trying to get them to get their independence. And Britain loaned them a 500-pound loan. And anybody who knows, when these people give you a loan, they don't mean for you to come up out of that loan. You are now owned by them. The same way somebody, they own your house. They got a mortgage on that house. You think Britain don't own Morocco? Let me flip this screen. This was in the mid-1800s. You think Britain don't own Morocco? But that's what you want to call yourself, Moor and Morocco, and fly that flag? Morocco took a 500,000-pound loan from Britain. That's like that mortgage. They took a mortgage on the land. And then you want to call yourself and say this is Morocco. Once again, when you say that, you have put this right back up under Britain, the same people who you trying to escape from. But you opening your mouth, you original people who don't know who you are, and you calling yourself more, you calling yourself from Morocco, you flying that flag, you are saying that you are territory and this is their territory. And as soon as you do that, now Britain gonna come get their Moroccan territory, and they coming after you because you claim to be Morocco or Moroccan. More. I didn't make this up. I just read it to you.